Okay.
Alright. Welcome back to the Fate of Aethar. Apologies for last week's video. We had audio problems and now have them fixed, and this one should be much better.
You mean from 2 weeks ago we didn't have a session last week?
True, from 2 weeks ago. So, to recap what happened the previous session.
We fought. The end.
Yeah. The group had just exited a temple at an old excavation site, which previously had been full and busy, but they now found empty and deserted. They were attacked by 2 figures from the Hydra's head, who had been tracking them since Wintervale. They are defeated and put on display as a warning to other Hydra's head members, and they then made their way to Plaixula, where they met up with Tony's parents.
Well, very nice.
They were on their way to warn the Sultan of Udar about an attempt on his life, and went to the Temple of Bakab and Plaixula to visit Tony's old stomping grounds and meet his mentor Zilvan, one of 4 high priests at the temple. Upon reaching the temple, it was immediately attacked by a cloaked, mysterious figure, laying waste to the temple and altar in his destructive wake. He calls out,
motherfucker.
He calls out, looking for someone, a champion of the god Bakab, to challenge his might. He summons 3 Mezzoloths who give the party quite a bit of trouble before being finished off, with the cloaked figure reappearing to continue his onslaught against everyone in the area, specifically the 4 high priests, and eventually the party. Hadrada retreats to the guards to get reinforcements, and the party battles it out with this unknown foe in his absence. The figure eventually targets Tony the Paladin, musing the belief that he is supposedly the champion of Bakab he is looking for. Unloading an assault of fire at him, Tony is injured and weakened. He is helped from the brink by healing magic, and as the guards arrive with Hadrada, the figure turns most of them into ash and shouts that if Tony is indeed the champion, he better be stronger the next time they meet, or he would have no chance of stopping him, and disappears into a portal with an evil echoing laugh. The 4 high priests are healed and begin discussing what had just happened. Zilvan, believing his protege Tony might be the champion of Bakab, suggests everyone go to Anukari, an almost lost abandoned temple and altar in the southern rainforests of Udar, to convene with Bakab and find answers. And that's where we pick up.
So at least we now know the gender of the cloaked figure, which is good.
The cloaked figure was just some motherfucker who was very bored in quarantine and was just like, huh, let's beat up some people.
So, I believe that I must talk to some of I have 2 people I need to talk to. Someone who
Is
can.
one of them calm?
No. I need to talk to one of the one of the high priests and the guard captain.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh,
Who are you talking to first?
I'm gonna talk to one of the high priests first.
Oh, we have
Okay.
one more still. Hold on. Let me put on machine.
Okay. So, out of the 4, there is a cleric, there is a druid, a sorcerer, and a wizard.
And a wizard. I shall go to the wizard.
Okay. He is a human wizard, and his name is Kozar. He has like a bright emerald green tunic on, with very nice brown leather gloves and brown boots. He has reddish hair and kind of a Fu Manchu type beard.
I ask him, do you have any spells or rituals that I could use to contact someone very far away? Or maybe objects?
And he says, well, yeah, I'm sure I could find something of that nature. I might have a scroll or 2 if you would like to use one of those.
If you wouldn't mind.
Okay. He tells you to follow him into the temple where you can go to the libraries and he can find the specific scroll that he's looking for.
I decide to follow him.
Okay. So you go into the Temple of the God, and it is made of stone. It is very smoothly chiseled in decoration, and there's the Eye of the God in different areas around the room, chiseled into the walls and in the archways.
And you're feeling watched.
And you follow him in, and he goes into the next room, which is a very large room. It is also made of stone, but it has wood like placed in the walls around it, and there's a number of bookcases and baskets holding scrolls.
Okay then. I ask if I can follow him in.
And he says, yes, of course, and walks in.
I follow
And,
behind.
He
Roll
walks
for
up.
initiative.
He walks over to one of the baskets at the edge of one of the bookcases and begins looking through the scrolls, and pulls one out and looks at it and puts it back in, and pulls up another one and unfurls it a little bit and reads the text and rolls it back up and shoves it back in. And he finally grabs another one and pulls it out and says, here it is. And he hands it over to you, and it is a scroll of sending.
Mm-hmm. I ask him, is there anything you need in return?
And he says, well, help us as best you can to combat this evil that has appeared out of nowhere, and we'll consider it payment enough.
Well, I think I should be able to do that.
So you're basically now getting stuff for free. Alright.
I ask how does the scroll of sending work?
Essentially, it has the text for the sending spell, and you can concentrate on it and learn it, and then you can use the sending spell.
Can I learn the spell and like put it in my spell book?
Yes, you can copy it into your spell book off of the scroll.
What would that take? Because I know it takes like materials.
For sending, let me find out.
That's sending.
Okay. So, for components, it is a short piece of fine copper wire.
Oh well, I can provide that. Would that be in a short piece of copper wire? Can I take some copper pieces and forge one of them out into a wire with my smith's tools, if I can find a smithy, I guess.
I would say you could probably do that.
What's a vestment?
It's like a I don't know how to describe it. It's clothes of some kind. But it's like
Oh, it's like my
religious.
clothes.
Yeah, it's like a vestment's like a religious kind of clothing.
A religious clothing, typically found in a priest packs. Okay. So I guess, can I actually take my... What's the ring of changing color made out of?
I would say silver.
Oh, okay.
That was a gift.
You bought it, it wasn't a gift.
Does the ink pen have any copper in it? Or is it just like a quill?
We could just buy a bit of copper.
Okay, yeah, that's
like
fair.
Yeah, it's like a quill. It's not like a mechanical ink pen.
Okay. That would be a bit advanced for right now. Okay, I say to the party, I go up and say to the party, we're gonna have to find some small copper wire.
Do I even want to ask what this is for, or?
Oh, it's for sending.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what this does. Does like transport stuff somewhere, like teleportation or whatever?
No, I can communicate 25 words to someone.
Then why is it called sending?
Because you send a message.
Yeah.
Why is it called send a message?
Because if
Because
you
that's
named every
wrong.
spell after exactly what it does, we'd have spells like launch weird bolt of magic at people, but it does this kind of damage and it splits into these many beams, and that's a bit long of a word for just fireball.
No, but I think
Yeah,
it's
or-
like a comprehensive like description. Like fireball explains that you're throwing a ball of fire, you know?
I guess.
Whatever.
Then maybe Bitch's Mockery would be named You Insult Someone and they take psychic damage because
Well,
they're so
it is a mockery that is vicious, so
transparent.
Pedrada, roll a history check real quick.
History. Oh,
Yeah.
good. It's one of my good scores.
lucky you.
14.
Oh, good.
Wow.
Okay. You do know that blacksmiths sometimes will use copper wire to wrap handles of blades with.
Yes, I do know that.
So anyway, now that we're going to the city, we might as well just also like visit the Sultan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, what is on our
we need to
agenda?
talk to. We need to talk to. I do not have 25 kills. Why is that? I must
I'm
have
trying to
accidentally
say
hit
it out
it
loud.
Why is that?
Okay, so I say we go to the guard captain and tell him
Yes.
the situation, and in private.
That is of utmost importance.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you approach the guard captain.
Yes, and we ask, can we talk in private?
Okay, and as you do, he's looking around at like the ash piles of his fallen comrades that were essentially obliterated, and looks over at you and says, "Yeah, let's do that. I think."
That's very casual.
let me
Wait, the
answer
guard-
Oh gods.
The guards captain is still there. Like it's been we had a long rest after the last session.
Well, yeah, he still needs to like do stuff.
Yeah, but like he wasn't like literally there all night
Crime
long. just
doesn't
ca-
sleep.
Yeah, but it implies he casually just was like at the ash piles all night long.
Don't question.
Ash
Okay.
Piles
He could
doesn't
have
sleep.
left and then came back.
Maybe he was
Okay,
having
so-
a candlelight vigil. You don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe
I
they're
don't
having a
know.
funeral, okay? Stop putting it in.
Pretty sure you're not holding a funeral in at the place where the people were. Whatever. I don't know. But I don't know the things about
You don't know the
Mudari
I mean,
and
it
Sorry,
was
tradition.
where they were
tradition.
cremated,
This is where
I
they
mean,
are
okay,
cremated.
that's true.
even if actively.
Okay, so
I say out loud now.
we go with the guard captain, and I tell him, do you have any connection with the what's his face? What's his name?
Sultan.
The Sultan.
No, not the Sultan. What's the
What's
other
his
dude?
face?
The one who's trying to assassinate the Sultan.
Oh,
The governor.
The
Yeah.
governor of what's the city?
look at the map.
I pull out the map and I like hold it around you and I like take your hand in my hand and I like run your finger along the name of the city and I like nod at you like yes this.
1 second, I need to look up the map.
Talia Lane.
Kabas, I think. It's kind
So,
of
right-
Do you have any
So-
connection to the governor of Kabas?
So the
Talia leans
governor.
in as
so
the
the-
two of them like do that, and it's like that's gay.
So the governor,
Okay.
the
so-
governor of Kabas
Yeah.
is Governor Razula.
Governor Razula, thank you.
Someone write
Repeat
that down.
after me. Ro Zu La.
Do you have any connection to Governor Razula of
No, La.
Kabas? Razula. That's what I said.
There we go.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
It's Leviosa.
And the captain of the guard says, "No, I don't have any connection with them at all. I'm a guard in Plake Sula. I've only ever heard of him."
Good.
Can I tell if
So-
he's lying?
Yeah, can we tell if he's lying?
Yeah,
Can we,
sure.
like, make a collective insight check?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
You do not want me to be part of this collective insight check.
Oh shit.
Come on, come on. Okay, that sucks ass.
Just for reference, Tony believes him, so you've got to make this roll.
14 for Durgit, so they're the only one that passed.
Yep.
He seems on the up and up. I mean,
That's
At
good.
least one of you first.
seems like he's a guy
Okay.
doing his job.
Okay,
So I'm
good.
guessing
For
that-
him.
Yeah. So I ask him, we have an urgent matter about the Sultan's safety.
You ask him.
And he grows kind of tense and looks at you and says, "Is that so?"
Yes, I don't know how we're going to prove this to you. Let's see. Do we have any proof?
This isn't the best way to open a conversation.
Tali, didn't one of us have like Zone of Truth?
That's
Oh
true.
yeah, we do
have
have Zone of Truth.
I have.
That
I have
was the
Zone of
original
Truth.
plan.
We, can you I asked Talia, can you cast Zone of Truth so that he knows we're not lying?
Right now,
Yes.
one moment.
We could have him take us to the Sultan.
Yeah,
first.
to the Sultan first, maybe. In their
sure.
case.
Why not?
Well,
Then I
the
have to cast
Sultan,
it twice.
the Sultan's like palace is pretty like. If there is a spy within within the Sultan's men, this person is probably in the palace. So I guess doing it in
No,
private right now would
that's
probably be a
not.
better idea.
Then we
Yeah.
know who we've told.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's fair dues.
Let's cast Zone of Truth then.
I cast enough truth in, and there's one of the spell slots. There.
You're a
Okay.
bard, it's fine.
And the captain of the guard kind of like looks surprised as you cast this, like cast something in his presence and says, "What are you doing?"
It's
It-
nothing bad, I
It's
promise.
Zone of Truth.
It's,
We
yes,
can't kill you
true.
with Zone of Truth.
Yeah,
There's nothing
Zone
to
of
worry
Truth.
about.
Zone of Truth is just what I mean. I'm telling the truth. Zone of Truth is just a spell that everyone in my radius, in a 15-foot radius, can only tell the truth.
And he says,
That's all it is.
"Okay," like very awkwardly. Like he seems to not be very familiar with magic. So
Don't worry,
Don't worry
uh,
about it.
It's nothing bad.
Don't
I
worry,
promise.
Captain.
We're
You
fine.
should be. You shouldn't be scared of this. You should be scared of like weapons. Like this spell is harmless.
because like
Try and
especially,
lie.
because like especially after watching two of his men just get incinerated by these fireballs.
He's not
Well, you're
really.
not-
He's a little.
You're not seeing any fire here, right?
No.
In
Yeah.
case he's having like second thoughts about the spell, I tell him, look, just try and lie. Try and tell me a lie.
And he says, "A lie? Let's see. I don't.
See?
I go to underground gambling rings occasionally."
We'll keep that
Uh,
between us.
And he like puts his
Um.
hand over his mouth and says, "Oh shit."
We won't tell
We
anyone.
won't tell anyone, don't
Never
worry.
leaves this room. But you get the point, right? So when we tell you that the governor may or may not have orders for the Sultan's death, you know we're not lying.
Lying.
Says, "Okay, I believe you. So what is it you have to say?"
The governor of Kabas, Governor Razula, has hired us against our will to kill the Sultan,
Which we're not doing.
which we're not
Yes.
going to do.
We're planning on not doing it.
And he kind of like looks aghast and says, "The governor is plotting to kill the Sultan?"
Yes.
Yes.
Trust me, I wish we were lying.
Yeah.
And he says,
But we can't. We can't be lying.
Yeah.
"You must follow me. We have to go to the Sultan at once with this."
We're not under arrest, right?
"No, but I need your help."
Also,
Okay.
Good,
try
good.
and keep this between as few mouths as possible, because there could be like some sneaky spies that may be overhearing. We've been like tracked down by some suspicious people.
Let me
okay?
ask you something first. Are you a spy?
says, "No, of course not."
Well, we know he's not lying, so let's go.
What if the Sultan's a spy?
And
Himself.
as you do, you race towards the Sultan's palace.
The
Indeed,
Sultan's really just a suicidal Gen Z kid.
And as you enter in through the front gate, and you see that it's a very elaborate, fancy palace. It has mortared walls on the outside that are a pale, like tan, sort of white color, and it's topped with dome roofs that go up into sharp points. There are lush, green, grassy squares containing lavish white marble pools, about 3 feet deep or so, scattered around in the courtyards. And you see a large set of stairs leading up to the double door entry of the palace. And the captain of the guard races through all of that with you following him and runs up the stairs and bursts into the palace. Following him inside, you go through like the main like greeting hall area and make your way going forward and come into the throne room where you see a dragonborn sitting on the throne.
Tony kneels.
And he's
Hardrada
very-
also kneels.
Yes, Talia too.
He's
Yeah,
overall like a
awkward kneeling.
very like red and black colored dragonborn with like almost pebble-sized splots of both colors overlapping each other, and he has a set of large horns on his head that curl up and come to a point that almost makes it look like a natural crown on top of his head.
Oh, that's
Man,
Talia,
dope as
I
fuck.
think you should do the talking.
And he sees the captain of the guard like burst in with you following and says, "Whoa, my friend, slow down, and looks at you and says, "Hello, travelers. Welcome to Play Ixula."
By the way,
Hello, your
while,
Sultan tree.
while I'm kneeling, I look like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm not even a citizen of this country. Like in my facial expressions, like what the fuck.
And he like uses his hand to motion for you to stand up, like, "Please stand.
Thank you.
You've come in with the
Yes.
captain of my guard. This must be something of great importance."
Okay, I should do the talking. I'll
Yeah,
look
because you have
around.
eyes
I'm
closed.
Wait, is
supporting
there-
Talia, just for the
is there
record.
any
I'm supporting
more-
Talia.
Is there any more guards around here? in
There
order.
are no guards, but as you look around, there's like a younger man off to the right of the Sultan's throne. He looks to be like a squire or like an announcer of some sort. And as you notice him, he walks forward in front of the Sultan and says, "His Royal Majesty welcomes you,"
We can
Yes,
hear it.
okay.
like kind of like parroting what the Sultan says.
I said to
And-
Sultan, if you wouldn't mind, can we seek your counsel in more private situations?
You can
This is
have
of
the
urgent
captain of your
importance.
guard with us as well. We know we can trust him.
And he kind of looks at the captain of the guard, who like gives him a nod, and he says, "Yes, of course, follow me." And he stands up and begins to walk to the north side of his throne, behind where it is, and you see that there's a door that he goes in through, and the squire stays, to the right of the throne. He doesn't follow, and the captain of the guard like beckons you to follow and begins walking towards where the Sultan went to.
Well, we follow him.
Mm-hmm.
And
And,
it's-
well, I also follow, but I look behind to make sure that no one follows us.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
My perception is terrible. I'm essentially blind, but let's go. Maybe I have luck.
Alright.
It's a 7. It's the whole ass 7.
From what you can tell, you're not being followed.
Okay.
Never have I been less reassured by those words.
And you all follow the captain of the guard into the room. And as you walk in, it's not a large room. It's very like cozy, and you can from what you can tell, it seems like where the Sultan would be just during his casual times.
Where he may retire to.
Yeah, exactly.
Chill
There's
zone.
like a small table with like some fruit on it and like a pitcher of wine.
So yeah,
And,
chill zone.
Yeah, pretty much. And there's a
Like the TV.
like a small desk with a chair behind it, and he goes and sits down behind the desk and looks at you and says, Well, speak, please.
I would like to check if anybody's watching first.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Make a better
Can
one.
I give advantage?
That's an 8.
Because I was also looking.
Yeah,
I
two
would
people were
say-
looking, so.
I would say that since you already rolled, no,
Oh.
but if you want to roll your own, then that's fine.
Ah, okay.
Are you gonna
okay.
roll your own?
I'm
wait,
gonna roll my
Uh,
own because I have
okay.
a 6 in perception.
Why are your dice black?
Wow.
Because I have decided that they are black. It's a 20.
Okay.
Something
Yeah,
purple,
looking around, it doesn't seem like anybody is like watching you or trying to eavesdrop in on the conversation.
Okay.
I'm
I
still
guess,
not.
like
Captain.
everyone
We're
just
We're making
did
very
it.
sure of this.
And the captain of the guard like closes the door behind, all of
Okay.
you, and then goes and joins the rest of you. You're like
Okay.
standing in front of the seated sultan behind the desk.
Okay, so I step forward since everyone apparently decided that I'm the one who has to speak.
Well, it's not Hadrada, is it?
And I say, okay, this is, so to prove to you that we are not lying, I will cast a spell, a non-dangerous spell that is really absolutely not, which is called Zone of Truth, which basically just, makes everyone in a certain radius tell the truth. So I will do that now, just so we can prove to you that we are not lying, we're not making this up, we're brutally honest.
And he
And I
says,
cast-
yes,
And
please.
I cast the Zone of Truth again.
I'd really expect you to say, and I cast Thunderwave.
And the captain of the guard speaks up and says, "Believe me, sire, I've seen it. It works."
Okay. What's the name of the governor again?
Governor Razula.
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 So, Governor Razula, of Kabas?
Yeah, Cabas.
Of Kabas, hired us,
Against our will.
against our will, so to speak.
Kind of
Because we got-
blackmail.
Yes, he kind of blackmailed us into hiring us, to take you out. He wants us to assassinate you, but we don't want to do that. That's why we came here to warn you that there's someone planning your assassination.
And he says, "Governor Razula.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe it. He's been so loyal." And he says, "What happened? Like, how did he get you into a situation that this could
Long
happen?"
story short, things escalated a bit. One of us landed in prison, and then he blackmailed us to make us wanted criminals. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
if we didn't kill you. And he also threatened to like hire people to hunt us down if
Yeah.
we didn't.
He
We're
did
already
threaten to
being
kill
hunted
all
down,
of
so
us,
that's-
even though only one of us did anything vaguely illegal.
Well, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, no, I can't say that because it's not true.
No, that is true.
And he says, "Well, it seems he's got you in quite the corner, then, doesn't he? I suspect
Yeah.
Mhm.
a great deal of stealth will have to be used in this."
Yeah. We
Yeah.
have tried that. Didn't go
We have
fantastic
not
last
succeeded.
year.
Have not succeeded.
And he says, "Well, as the Sultan, I can assure you that within the lands that are under my keep, you will not be wanted criminals,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dis-
despite what that corrupt Razula says. I just wonder how we should proceed from here."
Well,
Maybe with an order to arrest.
well, I feel like Razula's guards are loyal to him.
Yeah, maybe that would.
So I don't want
end
this
up
to break
in a
into a
civil
civil
war.
war.
Not like in my
I mean,
own.
we should definitely get a few more guards in the throne room.
Yes.
Right.
You should
Mhm.
definitely bolster security in your throne room and make sure the guards are loyal as fuck.
Because right
So-
now, he thinks we're trying to kill you. So he
Yes.
thinks he's already hired someone to do the job. So you're probably safe for a little bit. You've got a little bit of time.
Yeah, we had a time limit. Like, how long
Yeah.
was it?
It was
few
like
think
weeks?
2
2
months,
months.
but we had
2
to like
months.
check in during that time. So you've bought a bit of time because he thinks we're doing the job. But when he susses out we're not doing it, that's like the worry point.
Mm-hmm.
And then he looks at the captain of the guard and says, "You think you can find me loyal men?" And the captain of the guard says, "Of course, sir, yes."
I can't tell you what to do, but I think it would be a good idea to send a spy to Rosula because, you know, to keep an eye on him as well. Because, you know, I don't necessarily want to be hunted down by a group of, I don't know, mercenaries or something like that.
And he says, "Spies, I've never employed such tactics before."
Well,
You
usually
seem
just
like an
have to
honorable
take
man.
a loyal soldier, place it under his rule, and like let the guy write letters to you every
You
now
have
and then.
you have a loyal guild of mages. Surely one of them knows Arcane Eye.
And he says, "Well, that could be true. The magic aspect I've never been too great with. I've never mastered it myself. But if you think one of these mages could possibly help me, then I shall go
Well.
to them."
Leverage every advantage you have.
But we should make sure that these mages are loyal as well.
Yes. The less people that know, the better.
Yes, and if you want me to, I can assist with my Zone of Truth, but I can only cast it one more time for today.
Or maybe just ask someone, another mage, if they have
Yeah.
Zone of Truth.
They do have a lot
Yeah.
of mages.
And he starts thinking and says, "Although I'd rather not have to live in fear every waking second of an attempt on my life, I feel like I should meet this head on in some way."
Give it a lot of thought.
Don't
Don't
forget,
make any
we
super
were
quick
supposed to
decisions.
be the attempt on your life.
Yes, exactly.
So you do
And we're
have a
not
little
now.
bit of time. You have around 2 months to prepare for whatever you're
Potentially.
going to do.
I'd rather say 1 month because to
Yeah.
may not make it like too close.
Or they might get a bit suspicious when we leave here. So we'll warn you when that happens, and then you can start like the preparations.
I also
Until
recommend if things hit the fan, I recommend preparing for war.
And he
In
says, "Oh,
secret.
believe me, I'm already considering that option, to be honest."
I would not like to see your realm embroiled in civil war, but if it is unavoidable, you must be prepared.
Yes. Where I come from, there's been a civil war for quite a while, so I don't wish that upon any land. So I hope
My
this gets
parents live
sorted
here,
out.
so I don't wish that upon this land.
I'm generally not a
Nope.
fan of war. I like to keep it quiet.
And he says,
Yeah.
"Maybe I'll gather a few garrisons of soldiers and ride out to Kabas and talk to Rosula myself and get to the bottom of this."
Could you please not mention us? Like, at least wait a bit, because, you know, that would make us suspicious, and there's still the chance that he might hire people to hunt us down. I mean, it's not really your concern, but, like, please?
I
It would
have
be best.
a
Value our
small
lives.
following, possible small following. I'm not sure if it's there anymore, but I have a small following that I could lend to you.
Potentially.
Right.
Potentially lend to you.
Potentially.
And he says, "Well, I have plenty of men, but
Right.
If-
When you go there, though, I'd be very appreciative if you said you found this out through some kind of spy and arrested us upon entry. Because then, we look like we tried to murder you,
Yes.
even though we didn't. Right? That way, we don't get killed, you don't get killed, no one's getting
No
killed.
war. Yeah.
I mean, granted, last group that tried to kill us did a horrible job.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but still, maybe those that the governor hired are a level above that, so no.
And he says, well, in any case, I believe it'll be best to get to the root of this as soon as possible. I'll try my best not to mention you, but
Thank you.
Just replace us with a mage of yours that can do some cool magic trick, and we should be fine.
he says, I'll try my best to keep you out of the situation totally.
We do not wish for
And-
you to have to do anything, but I do wish that this works out well.
I do too.
And he says, well, thank you for the information. I'll take it to note and begin a plan of attack. And turns to the captain of the guard and says, I believe you and I have some planning to do. And the captain kind of nods his head and says, I believe that's true. And the Sultan says, if you'll excuse me. And him and the captain of the guard go back into that back office area.
I ask before they leave. I ask, hey, do you have a blacksmith anywhere?
This is the capital. I think they do.
And he says, of course.
I know where the blacksmith is. I live here. You can ask me.
Thank you
Alright.
very much. Do you mind if I use your facilities for something?
I suppose so, yes. Given
Andromeda's
the
taking a seat
nature
on the
of-
royal throne.
How you've aided me. Take this hallway to the left and just go straight down and you'll find the chambers.
Thank you very much. Do you do mean the blacksmith's chambers, right?
Yes, I think he means that. Hmm?
No, I thought you were going to the town for a blacksmith.
I was trying to find the royal blacksmith.
Will you
Oh.
stop?
Okay. You said facilities. I thought you meant the chamber pot. I would say at this point, you probably couldn't use the royal blacksmith.
Okay, that's fair. So I'll just go into town for a blacksmith.
Yeah, like normal people,
Where's the blacksmith?
Okay.
Tony knows this. I do not.
So the blacksmith is located within the market,
The
Okay.
blacksmith, Tadrada, is located within the market.
and you also know that there's another blacksmith in the gold district.
I also know there's another blacksmith, and it's in the gold district.
So
Which one is better though?
I guess we head to the blacksmith then, if everyone
Which
else is
one?
not. The cheaper one.
Fine.
Alright then, take your pick of blacksmith.
The market blacksmith, I guess.
The blacksmith that is in the market.
Okay.
That is something I know.
Of course.
Gotcha. Okay.
See, I
so
still need you to pinpoint where Talia's from which city.
Roll a dice. It's D&D.
Shut up.
Would you say I have like any familiarity with this blacksmith?
Yeah,
roll
everyone's
a
gonna go like,
history check.
oh. Everyone's gonna go like, oh, Tony, it's you. You're back. Oh my god. And Tony's just like, who are you people?
Hello,
I don't
I mean,
remember
granted,
any
I
of
did-
you.
To be honest, I didn't. Dorgat didn't know Tony's boyfriend either, so.
He's not my boyfriend.
He's your boyfriend, period.
Tony's got a really bad memory.
A 3. Yeah, you can't really recall if it's this blacksmith that you're familiar with or the other one in the gold district.
I know one of these blacksmiths, and I cannot remember which.
Dudes.
Congratulations.
The blacksmith that I am thinking of, what do I think about them? Even if I don't know which one it is.
From what you can recall, they make really good work.
That's good.
They
This guy in the market makes really high quality work, trust me.
I feel like you may be thinking of the wrong person, but whatever.
No,
whispered-
trust me.
I
I've been here
whispered
all
to
the
the
time.
group, are we just going to ignore that they left us alone in a room inside of the palace?
We're not
we
stealing
could...
anything.
Yes!
I'm just saying that this Sultan could probably have some better security if he leaves literal strangers alone in his, I don't know, private
Just-
chambers.
Well, he
we
does
just-
trust
Dragon,
us.
if you
So-
touch one
Yeah.
golden pot, I will remove your fingers.
So as all of you are
Okay.
saying this, the squire standing next to the throne is looking at you with like a cocked eyebrow.
Hey.
I
Hey.
thought, I thought we
Arya
were still in
just
the room,
turned-
whoops.
Talia just turns like, is something wrong?
I'm just worried about the Sultan's safety.
And he just kind of shakes his head and shrugs his shoulders.
We'll be leaving now, thank you.
Thank you.
I
we
didn't touch
have
anything.
As you
Towards
can
the
tell,
market.
Talia's newest personality trait after last session is being passive aggressive.
Can I do an insight check to make sure Durgat's not lying?
Sure.
Do I have to roll a
21.
persuasion check against that because I am not lying?
Well, if you're not lying, I feel like a 21 tells me you're not lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like persuasion is like convincing someone something's true, right?
Yeah, I guess if you roll really terribly. You're welcome.
20.
You definitely persuade me that you're not stealing
mean-
things.
I mean, your insight check is higher, so you should know that I'm not stealing things. In fact, saying
Yeah.
the truth.
Okay, then we leave the royal throne room.
Okay.
I point Adrada in the direction of the market.
Okay.
Like, really
So-
proud.
So then all of you leave the palace and make your way down to the market. And going in, you see there's a few different stalls around, and you hear the clanking of steel coming from the blacksmith up ahead of you.
There he is.
I just like get excited and I'm gonna make some stuff.
Do I remember the name of either of the blacksmiths?
You don't remember anything. You
Or
just
of whichever
remember being
blacksmith
so
I'm
terrible.
thinking of?
I would say no.
Right. So I can't embarrass myself by giving him the wrong name. Alright, I'll point in the direction of the blacksmith.
Okay. Alright, so you guys make your way to the blacksmith?
Yeah, I
Drada?
suppose so.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so going over to him, you see that it is a dwarven blacksmith.
I open my arms and say, "Hello in Dwarvish."
Aw.
And he looks at you and replies similarly and like throws out his arms and then like puts out his hand for you to shake it.
And I shake it with like a firm grip.
And he returns it and kind of looks
Roll
at you
for
and
damage.
says,
It's a
yeah.
little bit adorable seeing Hadrada happy.
And he tells you, welcome to the Bloody Edge Smith. I'm Taryn. What's your name?
My name is Hardrada.
Says, Hadrada, cool. Is there anything that you need?
I would like some of your finest copper wire.
Copper wire, okay. How much do you need?
Just a small bit, maybe around... How many inches?
It doesn't really specify.
I'll just
A
say
good
like
few.
3 inches. Because he said a
Okay.
small bit of wire.
Okay. And he says, 3 inches of wire? Yeah, here you go. And walks over and takes like a 3-inch piece off of a roll and snips it and walks over and hands it to you. And he says, free of charge.
Thank you.
Wow.
Do you have any interesting creations?
He says, interesting creations.
Still
Well,
just
I feel like
suspicious
everything I
sometimes.
make is interesting in its own right.
Of course, yes. Do you have any... Maybe... Do you have a rapier?
He says, rapier, yeah, I have one of those.
What's it made out of?
Steel, like everything else.
Fair. Good thing it's not bronze, I guess. A bronze rapier
made
would
of
not be
mud.
very good.
I only make things out of mud, of course. Didn't you know?
I did not. Okay.
Minecraft mod making swords out of anything. I get it. I have a dirt sword.
He says,
how-
go ahead.
I ask him, how much would that run me?
And he says, this rapier here, 25 gold.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
It's a fair price.
Yeah. I will buy it.
And he says, all right. Very nice. And hands it to you and takes the gold from you. And he says, you need anything else? You or your friends? And looks over at the rest of you.
Nothing
Can
like
I
this, doesn't it?
investigate can I like tell the quality of it? Like what it's made out of, like the quality.
Yeah, I would say roll an investigation check on it.
That's gonna be
It's
a
cut.
11.
11. Well, it looks like a steel rapier.
Can I also do this, given that I'm the one that gave all the advice?
The quality, it's a fair quality. There aren't really any like hammer marks or blemishes or like damage on it, so it seems like it's
It's
You
just
know,
your
fair
standard
quality.
rapier, right?
just standard.
It's no +1 rapier, no.
It's a
No.
standard rapier
Oh, just standard rapier.
for pretty cheap.
And what does a rapier do? Is it 1d6? 1d8?
1d8.
I knew it.
Yes. Right.
Plus dex. Piercing. Crit is ×2. Let's see if I set that up right. Well, one big problem I just noticed, I put 5F/T.
It's 5 feet per.
Ton.
The heavier you are, the longer its reach.
Well, I drowned it super heavy, so I wonder what it is.
Who are you attacking?
I'm
just
just
testing it.
swinging the rapier around like crazy.
Okay.
Use an enlarge reduce on yourself just to make yourself heavier.
I tried
Okay.
to dimension doored back over to Durgat's mom's house.
Durgan's mom's house.
Attack.
Okay.
And cast Thunderwave.
So I use the I study the spells, or well, like when we get back somewhere, I study the spell scroll and
I actually
attempt
want
to
to ask-
add it to my spell list.
Okay. I would say it would take an hour of concentration.
Okay.
Or no. We'll say after a long rest. We'll say
After a long rest. Okay. So
Instead of like,
Okay,
do you mind
I'm
if I
going
add
home.
it? Do you mind if I add it now and then just use it later?
yeah, we'll say that instead of taking the long rest and getting the benefits of it, you can choose to concentrate on that, and that's what you would get instead at the end of the long rest, instead of like your hit die back and all that.
How long does it take to cast one action? Range.
We're still at the blacksmith, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I asked the blacksmith, do you buy it too?
Says, oh, of course.
Okay, I have this beautiful longsword. It actually heals the wielder sometimes. I found it and I personally can't use it all that well. And would you take it?
I'm proficient in long swords.
And he says,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but Talia doesn't use strength, right? Right?
We're proficiency. Go ahead. I already have a long.
Well, I
sword,
also have proficiency longsword, but my rapier's
You have
better.
the long sword of badassery.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's what I have it down as on the note sheet.
She's called Moon Fury. Leave her alone.
And he looks at the rapier and says, well,
It's a longsword.
or the long sword and says, well,
He's not
how,
got his glasses on.
how much are you looking to sell it for?
What?
How much are you looking to sell it for?
I'd say 300 gold.
300
magic.
gold? Yeah,
It's
could do
magical.
that. Yeah, I could
Alright
do
then.
that.
It's a deal.
And he hands you over a little satchel with 300 gold in it.
Thank
He
you.
says, feel free to count it here if you want to.
No,
If you hand over the sword.
I'll trust you.
Hmm.
I give Durga a look like,
No.
And he looks around and says, does anybody else need anything?
No. I don't need anything anymore. Or anything right now.
Do you have any barbarian weapons?
Yes.
Well, I have a battle axe here and a long sword. Or
Well,
a broadsword.
I meant a barbarian weapon.
An axe with a hole in it. You can play.
Yeah, and
So-
like an
Like-
axe with a.
Musical instrument with a weapon attached to it.
He says, no, I don't have anything like that. Sorry.
Ah, that's all good.
I'm just a simple blacksmith, really.
And a very good one. Thank you for your time.
He says, pleasure doing business. Come back anytime.
Will do. Thank you. I would like to head home because my parents have me a big stick I can throw at people.
Okay,
Should be
cool.
done this morning.
All right, so yeah, you head back to your parents' shop.
Walk back on home.
Okay, cool.
Ding ding, open the door.
So yeah, you get back to the Marvelous Wonders Enchanting Shop and walk in through the door, and your mom is standing there and says, "Oh, Tony, you're back."
Hey ma. We just went to the temple yesterday, and we kinda got attacked by like a scary guy in a hood.
She says, "I heard something about that.
Yeah.
That was you?"
Yeah.
That was us.
It
Well,
was
he-
like
Well, he wasn't the
Terrifying.
person in the cloak, okay? He
I
didn't do
wasn't the
anything.
person doing the dangerous things. They were throwing around fireballs and we were trying to stop them, okay?
And she says,
And we
"Well,
did
of
kinda
course,
stop them.
of course. I know that you wouldn't do something like that, but."
Good, good, good.
Tony's a good boy.
Thank you.
Just want to make sure.
And she says, "So, what does it all mean? Why did it happen?"
I don't really know.
Shit, if we knew.
We're going back to the temple later, and they're going to explain it a bit more. They said we have to go to some place in the forest further south, I think. I came back just to, say hi, your mama, and to pick up my trident.
And she says, "Oh, of course," and runs back into the other room, and then comes back out holding it and hands it to you. And she says, "Oh yeah, it's done." So
Thank you. And I take
yours
it and
to
I
take.
look at all of like the runes and like, oh, this is a good one, ma.
And she says, "Well, hopefully it helps you."
Well, if anyone else doesn't want anything magic happening, I think we have a lot of work to be doing.
That's true, yes.
Agreed.
I'll leave her a little pouch of like 50 gold on the counter just to like help them get by as like
Okay.
a thanks. And I'll
And
say,
she like grabs it and says, "Oh, thank you, Tony. You know you don't have to do this though, right?
yeah, but get yourself
Business
something
has been
nice.
pretty good."
Get like a treat with it or something. I don't know.
And she says, "Well, thank you."
Anyway.
Beautifully common.
I'll see you around, I guess. We have a lot of work to be doing. We're gonna be busy today.
And she
But
says,
thank you.
Yeah, that's fair.
She says, "Be safe."
And I
Be
give her
safe
a
and
hug
come
over
back
the
to
counter, really awkwardly. There's like a big counter between us.
And she tries her best to hug you back.
And they thanks. And leave the shop. Ding ding.
Okay, cool.
Hey Tony, quick question. Do you know like any shady place in town like 10 out of 10 criminals would be there?
Do I know any shady place down like 10 out of 10 criminals will be there?
Let's see.
Let me just ask my brain really quickly.
The cop!
The cop always has the answer.
Do I know any shady criminal places?
Un momento. Let me check my notes.
Doesn't even have to be in this town, just in general, like, cause I kinda need to find some fake crewmates for, otherwise the captain
Any
will be very
criminal.
mean.
Criminals.
So, you know that in Plaixula, there isn't much of a criminal presence.
I do know that in Plexula, at least, there isn't a ton of criminal presence.
Oh, well,
Because
fuck.
there's a large amount of guards and it's the royal palace, so it's generally kept pretty in line.
Well,
That is
that didn't
because
stop me in
there is a
Wintervale.
lot of royal guards, and there's the Emperor's Palace here, which keeps them pretty in line. We have pretty good criminal control over here, if I do say so myself.
Do you know
Um,
about any other place in Vudar?
Tony, roll a history check.
Again? Oh god.
Tony's
Please roll
oh
well.
my
Oh,
god.
no.
It's not even just the -1, it's that I'm also rolling terribly.
So yeah, you being a paladin, it's hard for you to really tell if there would be any criminal
I'm generally quite straight and narrow, Durgard. It's not my area of
organization.
expertise.
Do you
No.
I've always
perhaps
been the legally dubious one.
do you perhaps know someone has a friend that I know the friend of a friend of a friend would know some shady people?
No, I mean I'm a paladin. I don't do shady things. I don't hang out with shady people.
True, but the friend of a friend of a friend of a friend could hang out with shady people. Trust me.
All of my friends of friends of friends are paladins.
All of
Um,
your
We're all
friends are
friends because we
paladin,
went
that's
to
a bit
paladin
sad.
school.
God, I know the answer to this and I want to tell you, but
Do I know any friends of friends of friends that are shady people?
Oh my god,
Okay.
Tony's father is
Alright.
actually secretly like
Do
mob
I know a
boss or
guy?
whatever.
all right. I'll say this: I'm gonna roll a D100, 50% or higher, and I'll tell you what I know. 50% or lower, and I tell you nothing.
Alright.
It's gonna be 50% or
This is the
lower.
I know a guy roll.
I knew it.
I don't
Yeah.
really know a guy.
I mean, I should know a guy, but I'm not from here.
I know a lot of paladins.
Okay, well, I'll just
Do you know any
keep my eyes
paladins
open.
of corn?
No. Who?
Corn as paladins? Looking at you, I feel like this corn person would rather have warlocks. Just saying.
I point to the giant library that I did all of my studying in, and I point Hadrada to it and say, "That's where I spent most of my formative childhood. Do you think I know any other paladins other than Bakov?"
Not really, no.
Nah, yeah, okay.
I
what else
want
do
to
we have
get
to do
level
today?
2 in Paladin just so that I can have Divine Smite.
But yeah, so it sounds like nobody knows where there would be a criminal presence.
Yes, I do. There's an
Wait.
underground gambling ring.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
you
learned
told
this
us that.
today.
We don't know where it
Uh,
is though.
Well, it isn't Plaixula apparently.
Yes,
There.
there is definitely one in the city.
Oh, I'm so glad you guys remembered that.
Detective Turner is -1 intelligence.
Well,
In Tony's head, he actually knew that the whole time, but was like, "Do I really want to talk about it? I said I wouldn't say anything." You were just being very morally pure.
Well, the problem is, how do we get there? I mean, I could look out for some Thieves Guild symbols, but
Now-
who knows if this is organized by a Thieves Guild?
Is it literally underground, or is it like?
I'm sure it's not literally underground.
I
I
mean, we
know
could-
it's probably not literally underground, but like.
We could check. Who knows what's going on in the sewer system? Last time we went to sewers, we found fiends, a cult. Tony, you
Tony's
were
eyes flare
there.
up for a minute,
I do not want to
staring
go
at
in
you.
the sewers again, so if you guys are going, I'm staying out here.
Tony's staring blankly
Okay.
into the middle distance with a look of vague anger on his face.
Well, Hadrada, you weren't almost eaten by a jelly cube. You weren't paralyzed. You didn't find one of the people you probably knew in some way, shape, or form inside of a weird centipede, whatever thingy.
Fair. But also...
As you can
I
tell,
feel like-
Durgard is really traumatized.
I feel like I had the worst experience in sewers. Just saying.
Look, maybe we can just go knocking door to door in some shady places, and you can do your illegal investigative work and see if you can get yourself in. You're very persuasive.
I am
Sure
very
they are.
persuasive.
I am
The
more
word.
persuasive.
But I'm not the best at like perception and picking up on things. I just kind of hope that people believe me.
Wait, what time
Do
is
I
it?
know any like common social gathering places like bars or like clubhouses or something? I don't know.
Chances are the shittier it is, the better.
Somewhere where they might be running some illegal underground gambling.
Let me see here. Roll a insight check.
Ooh, insight.
Oh, yay.
Oh, wow. I'm proud of
Ooh.
you.
21. Okay.
That's better than the 0 on the perception check.
So you know that there are 2 main taverns in Plaixula. One is the Oasis, and it is located like in the around the market district, like near the docks, like the market district area. You know that people of all walks of life drink there. You know there's another higher class tavern called the Flame's Edge in the
Ooh.
Gold District.
Hmm.
It's probably not
Said,
the higher
right.
class one.
We've got two
Okay.
tavern. We've got 2 choices of tavern. One of them pretty low end, generally quite working class, quite a nice like homely place. The other one, high end, rich people.
Well, I'm not entirely sure. Like,
Which one's more illegal?
well, rich people always have some illegal stuff going on, and the maybe high tier members of the Thieves Guild could be there. However, like the general common folk, also like some average thief could or like criminal would be in the other one. So it's kind of
It's not a choice. We can go to both.
that's true. But like, if we fuck up in one, we might get another wanted poster.
That is true.
Or well, if I fuck up in one.
Well, but the Sultan did say we will not be wanted criminals on his land, so...
That depends on
True.
what we
I
do,
don't
though.
think he
I mean,
meant
that-
diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think he means that in the way of you can, like, as a free pass
Don't
to
get
do shit,
Hadrada
but
excited.
Just goes on a
Okay,
murder
so,
you gotta
rampage.
plug your ears.
I know some call it code language. However, this only works for Thieves Guild members and not for criminals in general. So I'm not guaranteeing any success.
Just try and be subtle and have a crack. And then, if you fuck up, we'll throw you under the bus. Enough pressure.
We will not throw Durgan under the bus,
I-
or else I will kill you on spot.
Don't worry, I can make myself invisible, like I don't know, running a bit and then suddenly
Yeah, right.
disappearing should do it.
Right,
Yes.
that's true, you still have the cloak, the
Well.
invisibility.
We've got 2 options.
Sleep or sleep?
The Flame's Edge or the Oasis.
Flames Edge.
Yeah, that sounds more criminally.
Yeah,
Or
but it's
the
higher
Oasis.
class.
The Oasis.
The Oasis sounds more
Which one was
criminal-y
which?
to me.
The Oasis is like the working class one. The Flames Edge is like the high class one.
I mean, Flame's Edge sounds okay. Like, let's go there. I mean, fuck it.
Okay then.
Okay, let's go to Flame's
Well,
Edge then.
wait, the working class bars or tavern or whatever sounds like it's easier to run away from there. So let's go there first. Never mind.
Okay then.
Okay,
Off to
so
Oasis.
okay. So yeah, since you're already close to the market area, it doesn't take long to get there. And you go in, and it's kind of a more of a ramshackle building compared to the other ones. I mean, it doesn't look terrible by any means, but it's certainly not like grand and fancy. And you walk in, and you see there's a number of people inside, and the person behind the bar is a halfling.
Win Dixie?
Behind the bar, their mouth open under the barrel. I like do the rolling out red carpet hand gesture to Turgot, like, go on.
Don't look suspicious. just let's order something first.
This is a little bit late.
Let's order something first, you know, before I talk to the bar.
I'll go up to the barkeep then.
Okay.
Hello,
He
I'm Tony.
says, "Oh, hi. Talion Lightfoot.
Hey, Italian.
What can I get you?"
You can get us a wine, a whiskey, a small shot of vodka, and an ale, please.
Aw, it's cute that you remember all of the shit we always order.
I've bought it so many times.
And we
He says-
appreciate it.
Trying to be wholesome here.
He
Work
says,
with me.
"Okay, for all that, 2 gold."
2 gold pieces, here you go. And a flick of 2 gold and a copper. Actually, a silver, I don't have any
Wow.
copper change.
Okay.
What are you doing?
And he says,
Fine.
"Oh, thank you."
I'm trying to
Very
find
generous.
a good color for my
And
dice.
Hadrada is drunk.
No. Come on.
I'll
such a-
watch him, don't worry.
You're such a
I think
fucking
that's a
I
good
lean
color.
over Durga and whisper in her ear. Look, it gives us better cover if he's a bit tipsy.
Yeah, that's true. I asked the barkeeper and like more like not whispering, but like more silent voice, like, hey, I know from a guy that there's some underground gambling. Would you know something about that?
And he
And I
says,
just
"Oh."
like,
And he says, "Oh, me? No, wouldn't know anything about that. Sorry."
I slide 10 gold pieces over and ask, are you sure?
And he
Jesus.
he palms it and puts it in
A
his pocket.
master of subtlety.
He palms it and puts it in his pocket and says, "Yep, I'm sure."
Damn it.
I like this guy's style.
Listen here, you little. Okay. Well, don't tell anyone I asked.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's lying or not?
Oh yeah, I should probably also do an insight check.
Sure.
Zone of truth in the bar.
That's a 21.
That's
The
a 4.
master of subtlety.
You
Yeah, he
accidentally,
seems to be completely forthright.
You
Fuck.
accidentally
I like
catch
this
a
guy.
couple. You accidentally catch a couple in the bar, and one of them says, "I hate you" instead of "I
He
love
says,
you."
"Is there anything else I can help you with?"
Another whiskey. I shout from like a table where I'm making sure Hadrada doesn't fall over.
Okay. He says,
A
"Okay,
small one.
4 silver then for that."
I pay the
Alright.
4 silver.
Oh, thank you.
You've paid so many times.
Also, my character's just gone all weird. I,
I
don't
want
have
my
any
fucking
copper.
money back.
What time is it?
You should have been so thoughtful.
So
And he slides over a shot of, what was it, whiskey?
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I look
I thought
around
we
the
had a
bar
rolling
and
comment.
I look around the bar and like, are there like any obvious like edgy rogue stereotypes sitting around?
Roll investigation check.
Investigation. Great, I'm blind.
It's
I'm just
pretty
gonna sit
dark
in
in
the
there.
booth with
It's hard to
Hadrada.
tell.
I have night vision, dark vision, whatever.
It's even
Advantage.
darker than that.
it's some sort of magical
Unnatural light-
darkness,
unnatural-
isn't it?
The magical darkness on it, whatever. English.
English
The
is
magic dark.
The magic thing.
The magic dark.
It's like Magic
It's the
Carp, but
dark.
magic.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Darkness of weird spider thing we fought. That
I
one.
will use the bathroom real quick. Don't do anything stupid until I get back.
Okay.
Do
Until
stuff
you get
stupid
back.
until you get back.
Riot! No,
And Talia leaves to use the chamber pot.
Alright.
I'm just sat making sure Hadrada doesn't spurt anything illegal out whilst hammered.
and I'm just drinking and hoping the barkeeper will shut his fucking mouth, because otherwise I'm gonna murder him. I'm serious about this. I'm a nice person, but I don't like people that say things they're not supposed to say. Unless they're saying it to me, telling me, of course.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the barkeeper's not really saying anything to you, so.
Yeah. Obviously.
I like that barkeep. That's a slick move.
How the fuck are you a fucking barkeeper and don't know anything criminal going on?
He's just a very honest man. He takes donations from customers.
But yeah, so looking around though, there are a number of patrons in the tavern.
But no edgy rogues. Okay.
Well,
do I see any
You
paladin
couldn't
buddies
really,
from
couldn't
Paladin
really tell.
College?
Roll investigation.
Wow.
No, it doesn't really look like anyone from your order is there at the moment.
Most of them don't drink.
Can I look for
It's only
Tony's
certain
just so
types
done
that
with our
do.
bullshit.
They're all out reading books, nerds. Like,
Tony's almost an
Down my
oathbreaker
shop.
simply because he's done with our bullshit.
Nerds.
Can I use detect thoughts on the entire tavern?
What is Hadrada doing?
Using detect thoughts on the
Getting
entire
drunk.
tavern.
I
Being
imagine
drunk.
trying not to spurt out illegal nonsense whilst hammered.
I just imagine like Tony with a stride, like standing behind Hadral, ready to fucking smack him with it in case he's trying to tell something.
I use
As you're sitting there
prestidigitation
drinking, though,
to make the
you
bar
do see
smell
that
good.
there's two men that one was like walking by the other and bumped into him and spilled his drink, and the other one immediately like turns around and pushes him into the table behind him,
Ooh.
and he like falls through and gets back up, and you just hear him like shout like a string of curses at him, and he runs forward and just like spears him like into the wall.
Oh,
And-
like, yeah. I thought you meant with a spear.
No.
I said, that's a bit fucking escalative.
And then suddenly they're just like going, like trading blows with each other.
Ooh.
Should we help?
I'll step up and walk over and say, hey, whoa.
I walk
whoa,
over and help
whoa,
Tony.
Whoa. Lads, gentlemen.
And they're like staggering from like being drunk and from like just a barrage
Hold on.
of punches.
What's the issue? Come on. Let's not cause more property damage than we need to.
And one says, "He spilled my drink." And the other one's
Okay.
like, "It was an accident, I told you that.
No, right. What was it?
It was a mug of ale."
It was a mug of it. Do you have the money for a mug of ale?
I do, but it's the premise.
No, I'm asking the guy who spilt it. Do you have money for a mug of ale?
And he says yes.
mean,
but I'm
even
not
if it was
giving
an
to
accident.
him.
Why? You did spill it.
Not on purpose.
Yeah,
Besides, he walked out in front of me and didn't look where he was going. I'm not gonna pay for his foolishness.
I
Well, granted, you
walk
also
up
didn't look where you were going,
drunkenly and
otherwise
say,
you wouldn't have bumped into
I
him.
walk up drunkenly
Fair
and
point.
say, man, there's no
I
need
have
to
returned. You didn't do
fight.
anything stupid, did you?
No, what
no,
other
but
people
some
did.
people in the bar have.
Yeah,
I
now we're
say-
trying to de-escalate the situation.
I say,
Oh, God.
man,
What
there's
happened?
The
no
other one,
reason
and
to
like
fight.
the one
I'll buy
that
you
Tony's
a
like
new
holding
drink.
back tries to grab like the one behind him
Hey,
and like
yeah,
engage
yeah,
in
yeah.
fighting again. Like,
Whoa.
just pay me the 4 copper.
It's 4
Jesus.
copper, man.
Okay, I say fuck it and hand him the 4 copper. Just keep it down.
And he takes it, and you see him like look at the other one and like give him like a dirty look, and like
We do
start
it
to
now?
walk. He says, "Yeah, I guess so," and like starts to like back up a little bit.
Right. In future, don't punch people when you spill your drink, and watch where you're walking, alright?
Talia returns and is like, did anything happen?
No, actually, nothing happened.
Well,
We
two
stopped
people-
things
I
happening.
insight check.
Yeah.
And then the one
People
turns around
try
and pushes
to-
the other guy as he walks away.
Hey!
I'm not helping this time. I'm not helping this time.
And the
This
other
is
one
the
kind
one-
of turns around and like spits at the other guy and walks away.
I'm gonna say,
Jesus.
if he then goes and beats him up, I'm fine with that. He, like, engaged in brutality. That's
Is the bar-
self-defense at that point.
Is the barkeeper close by? Like in talking distance?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, I point over to the mess and it's like, does that happen often?
You're
And she-
obviously not in bars a lot.
And he says, occasionally.
Alright.
That table's gonna cost you.
And you see him like whistle, and like 2 other halflings come out from the back and like pick up the scraps of the other table and take it into the back, and they come out like all carrying like a new table and set it up.
Well, they Oompa Loompas.
Oh, prepared, I see.
Alright, Willy Wonka. Good job. We have a new bar table for you.
Who's Willy Wonka? I just, Joker just sits and says, what's an Oompa Loompa? Who's Willy Wonka?
It's an old
you been
children's
talking
tale
about?
my mother told me.
My mother told me
Okay.
some fairy tales about people dying almost. Like, they usually die or something horrific happens and, I don't know, love saves the day.
Oh, I
So
heard
my
Now that
they.
you
parent-
mention it, a lot of people did die in that story.
Oh, I heard they made it into a play recently too.
Yeah.
Well,
My
Oh, yeah,
parents
they-
never told me any stories. My aunt, though, she's like very fun. She told me a lot of fun family stuff when she's drunk.
did you guys also like have this children's book that passive aggressively tells children how to act properly? It, like, you know, some dude didn't want to eat his soup and then he fucking died, starved to death.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
do you know
I had
that
that one too.
No.
You don't?
No.
There was also like I think a story about like a girl that was left alone at home and she played with like a lighter and accidentally set herself on fire.
Well, that's terrible.
Yep. I mean, it kind of aggressively taught me not to play with fire because I was terrified of these fairy tales or tales in general for a while.
What time is it?
All right, so what's
We have
everyone
another
doing
bar
now?
to go to.
Oh yeah. Let's just
In
hope
that
we're not
case.
becoming criminals there.
I guess we? Hold on, we? We've never
Well-
done anything.
True, but if you associate with me, it makes you suspicious as well.
Okay.
Well, so why do you think I worked alone before I met you?
I finished my whiskey and reluctantly drag her drawers out of the booth. She can still walk.
Okay. I would say that he's like pretty stumbly, but
No.
you can.
I
Still...
can't exactly do like the shoulder support thing with a dwarf, can I?
You could carry me.
Could like tie ropes
You're
under his
you're a
arms and
size
hang him from
you're
his back.
you're a
Little
size
puppet.
category bigger.
Okay,
than
so
me.
Hadrada went from drinking entire bottles of whiskey or whatever to getting drunk by a bit of it. Wow, I don't think this tolerance for
He
like
doesn't have the
alcohol
stomach
works.
of Talia.
No, but his alcohol tolerance, like every single time he drank, it got worse.
You're
I
now
got low.
inflicted with alcoholic.
I just like
It got
I
lower
just like
instead of higher.
tap
Yeah.
on Tony's
I
back.
guess
Like
we're off to the
I tap on Tony's
other
back
tavern then.
and
Yeah,
like
the one that's
say
in Southampton.
upsies.
I think
Okay.
I think it's always the people the places where like rich people are that are mostly engaged in illegal activities because
I mean, yeah, true. I mean, we have met a
Lots of-
few rich people that were willing to pay us, and all of them had some shady stuff going on, and some of them were morally questionable, to say the least. Baron, that other
is
guy that
true,
wanted
very true.
Centros or whatever.
At the end of the day, to do any gambling, you need money.
I mean, we
That's
have
true.
money.
How much money
yeah,
do we
but
have
like,
collectively?
too
I
much.
don't really want to gamble. I literally just want to hire some people so my wannabe captain doesn't kill me the next time I show up at the damn serpent.
Well, quick trip down that road. As I point down the road, and you might
Oh.
find some.
Can you hear me?
Hey. Yes.
Yes,
can hear you.
Okay, that was weird. For some reason, you guys couldn't hear me for a second. What time is it?
Good question.
Like in game or
Yeah,
like
in
the
game.
actual time? I would say like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Nice. Okay, so I guess we can go to this other bar then.
I am pretty sure asking us as a D&D group what time it is kind of not very smart because we're an international group.
Exactly.
Let me just
But,
look at my
um,
watch.
So, how much money do we have collectively?
So I have 10 platinum pieces. I think everyone has like still 10 platinum pieces, and I have
Yep.
389 gold. But
I
I'm
have
not gambling my
488
shit away.
gold.
389 plus 488 plus.
That's total. I don't have any platinum.
Where did your platinum go?
Good
I've been
question.
buying things for everyone.
You like spend most of it at the
Platinum?
trinket shops.
And then,
Yeah.
Durgit, how much platinum and gold do you have?
I got 10 platinum, 1,172 gold, and 16 silver, I think. If I
You have
did
more
my
gold than me. What the hell?
I mean, I've been saving.
Like I for like the longest time had all the gold in the party. Like I had like the most gold
Yeah.
for like the longest time, and now it's just all
And
gone.
I've-
Emotionally
and
blackmailed
I've
you
been-
into spending it.
Yeah, and I've been grave robbing.
Ah, that's a good point.
Jeez.
You weren't
Why
there.
have I been doing all the spending?
So we have like around 3,230 gold,
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
including all the
No,
platinum
hold on.
we have.
Platinum's 100 gold. 10 platinum's
Yeah,
100 gold.
so-
1 platinum's 10 gold.
Yeah.
Wait, how much is platinum? I'm dumb.
1 platinum is 10 gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have 30,000? Are you sure?
No, we have 3,000.
You said 30,000.
No,
I
you
meant
said
3,000.
I heard 30,000. So I must be insane.
3,252.
If we had 30,000, we could easily pay off the Hydra's head.
I was gonna say, hold on. No, yeah, that's fine then. Anyway, on to the posh bar.
Okay.
So,
What does
Burning,
posh mean?
fancy.
upper class and vaguely snobby.
Okay.
So you leave the oasis and you start heading west through town, and you come to the entrance of the gold district. It is a gated off area. The gate itself is made from what looks to be like gold plated steel.
I'm sorry.
Christ.
There are 2 guards standing watch in front of the gate to get in. And you see that behind them, the city part itself is very, 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 very nice. Like very fancy.
Mm.
Well, I
And
guess...
as you approach the guards, they look at you and say, "Passes."
Passes? Tony?
Oh yeah. I say to the guards, "Hey, we are just checking you're doing your work fine."
No, we're not. We're travelers and we just wandered around and what we wanted to look what this is. Like, it's gated off.
No, this is a gated place. You're only allowed in if you're like high class.
Yeah, I got that, but
You
like
have to have
passes?
Yeah.
Like, nobility? Or like, just rich people, emblem?
I have my pass right here. I hand them like 10 gold. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
He
just
says,
kidding.
"Well, you need passes in order to get into the gold district.
Well, where would I
merchants? Are you
where would I
bankers?
get such a pass? Like, can I buy them somewhere?
If you have a business, yes.
Oh,
Or
I
if
have
you
a
come-
business.
Or if you come from
You
a
don't
noble
have a
family."
business, you have a cult. Noble family, you say? Well, I might not be from around here, but I am from a noble family.
I do have a business.
That's right, your parents have a business.
A
I do
noble
have a
family
business.
from the area, and he looks at you and says, "So, you have a business. Are you are you registered with the district?"
Why are you
I was
rolling
told
this?
I register inside.
Well, whoever told you that was wrong.
Oh, what terrible misinformation. Could you maybe outline this to me?
And he says, "Well, you need to go to the palace
Okay.
And
palace.
and speak with the gold master there.
Oh, I was told the gold master is inside.
Register your business. He will
Okay.
then give you a pass, and you will be allowed entry."
I was
Wait, can
told
I
had to
register my
come in
cult
to
as a
get-
business?
Yeah.
I don't ask that out loud.
Okay, thank you. There's a guard going around spreading some horrible misinformation, by the way. Just like, make sure he's
Can I
not
maybe,
doing
like, persuade
Educate
him
them.
to just let us through?
that. Can have a go.
And he kind of looks at Tony and says, "Well, we'll be on the lookout for him."
Thank you.
And gives like a non-believing chuckle, and like
I
kind of
mean-
elbows the other guard as he says it.
Hadrada could literally do the German thing and just get his called like association or club status. That's how it works in Germany in Scientology. Wudar is in Germany, but we could try.
Can I maybe like persuade them to let us through? Us as poor tourists.
You can try.
I feel like the poor tourist act isn't going to be
Well,
the
not
one
not
to
you
get
know
us into
poor
the rich
tourists
zone.
as no, not poor tourists as in don't have any money. Like, poor tourists as in we just want to look around the city.
Poor rich tourist.
We us.
But yeah, you can try.
Come on. No.
Please. That's a 26.
He says, "If you have to try to persuade me to get in, then you don't belong in the gold district."
That's not fair. That's a 26.
Yeah, we don't allow you in.
Yeah, but the guards are kind of immune to bullshit.
It's not like bullshitting. I would never bullshit a guard. Who would I be?
I
Thank
would
God I
never
have not
bullshit a
cast
guard.
enough. Thank God I have not cast enough moves.
Let's just get some. I mean, we could break it. No,
No, we're not.
gonna-
Maybe we
Rolling.
can ask. We can ask the Sultan if he could help us
Well,
out
at
with it.
first we should ask Tony's mom, don't you think?
No. We should
Why
not let
not?
my mom know that I'm legally trying to break into the gold district.
I mean, it's not breaking in if she has a pass.
She
That's
does
true.
not have a pass. She's
How
not
do you
registered.
know?
She's a small business.
Who cares? Could still be registered.
Okay. I kinda don't want to rope my mom into this.
Just give the ask
Alright.
her for a pass. Maybe. I
Alright.
don't know.
Okay. I'll go ask them. I'll go back home.
Okay, so just you head back home.
Alright. I'll call up Deathbringer the Third and ask for a lift.
Okay. And he poofs up, and you get on him and take off back towards your home. And arrive there in a short time. Deathbringer's pretty quick.
I'll get off, thanks Deathbringer.
Yeah.
Are we
I
still-
walk in and say, "Hey, Ma." Hi.
She says, "Oh, you're back."
Yeah. So one of my friends who's here has some business to do in the gold district. I was wondering if you had like a pass we could get in with.
And she says, "Oh, no.
No, I
you
didn't think
don't.
Aw.
The fees to register
you
a business
doing?
are inhumane."
Yeah, steep.
I asked one of the guards, since I didn't go with Tony, I asked one of the guards, do you let priests through?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, that is. Oh, okay, no, I'm not gonna say anything.
Alright, I'm back.
I mean, why would why would a priest go into the gold
Oh, no.
district? I
I
don't know.
removed.
That's why all of the temples and such things in the town are outside of the gold district.
Fair, but also, darn.
Alright, I'm back.
Well, thank you for your time. I'm sorry for bothering you.
And
I
he
say to the
says,
guards.
and he says, "Just come on back when you have the pass," and kind of laughs to himself and elbows the other guard as you walk
I
away.
give him the same look that I gave Tomlin on that first session, that first
All
fateful
those
session.
All those
Like, we'll
weeks
be
ago.
back. We'll be back.
Okay, I
tell
guess I'll
her
go
and
register
say,
my
hey.
cult as a business.
Well, hold on, come back here, Trotter, come here.
And he says, "We'll be waiting," as you walk away.
Yeah. You will. Group huddle.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, so
Are we
have
still
a
in front of the
lead.
guards? We should probably go a bit away
No.
from the guards. Just
We
saying.
walked away from the guards.
Noted.
Group huddle. Look, we have a lead on some potential illegal activity, and we're already in pretty good with the Sultan. We could ask for a pass for investigative purposes.
True, but like
We
if
know
we
there
ask-
are some illegal guards doing some illegal business that could be a potential source of spies.
Well, we know the guard captain does
No,
some
we don't
illegal
want.
stuff.
We don't out the guard captain.
Yeah, I was
Obviously
about to
not.
say we promised something.
Well, here's the thing. We could technically corner him, ask him, but like it would be kind of suspicious. So let's not do that. Never mind.
I think
Maybe
we
we
should
can
just
just
take
ask-
a long rest
Why?
so that I can learn sending.
I'll kill
That
you.
can wait.
We could just ask the Sultan if he can help us out with it.
That's
We
what
could
I
say we
just
want-
said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
see?
do we really want to bother him? I mean, we told him some important information, yes, but we aren't his friends.
It's a fair point, I guess.
Hmm.
Well, we could just not break into the illegal gambling ring bar.
Yeah.
That is an option.
Well, last time we were in the sewers, we also found some thieves' gold treasures, so checking these out can't
No,
do
we're
any
not
harm.
checking out the sewers, please. Last time was so traumatizing.
Traumatizing.
Well, were you
Wasn't
the Talia? Were you the one walking in front?
No, it was
No, but
me.
it was
I look at
traumatizing
Durga.
for you.
It was me.
It was me who walked into the jelly cube head first. You walked behind me.
Okay,
See,
that
and I
was
wouldn't
just
want
because
that
you don't
to-
have eyes.
I
I
wouldn't want
say
that
to
happen
I say to
again.
Durgit, what doesn't kill some may kill others.
That's not how
Well,
the saying goes.
Close enough.
Well, hold on. Does Tony still have no shield?
Tony
Yeah.
still does not have a shield. We should
Tony,
go get
we
him a
should-
shield.
Yeah,
Tony,
we should.
okay, so maybe we should get some connection in the city. So how about, do you know any places where we could get some missions that aren't vaguely morally
We already have a mission.
true, but like,
That sets off
Many
today.
missions.
I mean, like
Yes.
things normal like adventurers do, like go there, pick these flowers, kick these bad guys' asses.
Currently have one of those missions to do today.
Yeah, but we usually have several missions.
No, we don't.
We did in the past.
Yeah, but we finished them before we had more stuff to do.
True, but our next quest is currently down south outside of the town. You know,
Yeah.
also having more connections in this town as well or city can't really harm.
All right, that's a fair point. Do I know anyone that may want our services?
Do you know anyone that might want your services?
Or any
As
place where
adventurers?
people, maybe a place where people are that need some services of adventurers.
I would say if you're looking for kind of random work, there are billboards in front of some of the taverns.
What are you doing, Corin?
I attack the guards.
I'm just testing some more dice colors.
Oh. In that case, we'll go back to the Ocean's Tavern.
Yeah, I mean,
Since we can't get into the expensive one.
yeah,
Okay.
billboards in front of taverns don't really help if we kind of only have access to one tavern. That's one whole billboard.
We'll nosy at the billboard.
Okay, so you guys get back to the tavern and you start looking at the billboard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So looking at it, you do see there are a few notices tacked onto it. You grab one, and it's a notice about a lost dog
Oh,
with 35 gold reward to bring it back.
that's kind of cute.
Out of all these missions, what is the highest reward?
There's one that is 600 gold,
Oh,
I'm listening.
and it's from the local apothecary who makes potions and stuff, and he's looking to pay for certain herbs and items he needs for potions.
is there a list
Nice,
on the?
but I
yeah?
think we should go with the dog.
There's not. There isn't a
The
list.
dog is a dog.
It says to come to the apothecary shop and inquire in person.
All right, so we could earn 600 gold or dog.
We can do both. I mean, finding a dog can't be that hard. The worst thing we can find is a corpse.
That's very grim. Thank you for putting an incredible
Very
downer on
grim.
my day. You never failed, Ergen. Okay. Where's the address of the dog owner?
Is there a
It's-
picture of the dog?
There is like
A crude
a
drum.
roughly sketched picture of the dog,
Oh.
and I would say look-wise, it almost seems like a bulldog with like a set of lower canines that kind of jut up over its top lip.
Hmm.
It looks like a very big bulldog because there is what looks to be a sketched picture next to it of a human child, and the dog dwarfs the size of the child.
Ooh, that's one big dog.
That's a big cool dog.
I feel like we
Can't-
shouldn't go for the dog.
It can't be that difficult to find. Do we have anyone is good with animals here? I'm not.
Nope.
I am.
No.
Oh, that's good.
I am proficient in animal handling, in fact.
Are there any
Well-
clues on the poster as to where the dog may have gone?
It says to inquire in person
Okay,
about it.
Alright, so we got an apothecary and a dog hunt.
let's go to both. I mean, can't take that much time. It's a
Fine.
dog, and a big one at that.
We'll go dog hunt first, because it's a dog.
Dog hunt? Okay. So on the notice, it says that the person inquiring, their name is Hanara, and they can be found at their stall in the market. They sell like food items.
Ooh.
Any other
Okay.
clues like race or whatever?
What's that?
Any other clue to who this Hanara person is? Because I imagine there are a few people on the market selling food, so I don't know, maybe race.
It just says the grocer in the market.
Well,
Okay, I guess I'll go to the market.
Yeah. let's go to
Alright,
the
that's
market.
incredibly unhelpful. Let's go.
Okay, so you head towards the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you get there and you see that there are a variety of stalls. Some of them, yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm just gonna walk through the stalls down in Hanara! Hanara!
Okay. As you do, there's a stall down like the row of the ones that you're on, down at the very end, and you see a human female kind of look out through her stall window and say yes, in a very like surprised manner, hearing her voice being shouted.
Pointing
By
out to the
someone she
group and
doesn't
walking
know.
over to the stall.
What's that?
I point her out to the group and walk it over to the stall.
I
Okay.
follow.
I lay down the notes on the table and say, hey, you got a dog?
And she says, "Oh yes, yes, my dog has been missing for 3 to 4 days now. He has a bad habit of getting out and running around in the markets at nighttime.
It's a
And
big
he hasn't
dog to
come
be
back yet?
around.
No, and he usually does.
Any
That's
idea
not-
where they've gone?
Well, it's hard to tell. There is something you should know about my dog, though."
Yes.
Okay.
And she says he's a very rare breed. He's what's known as a blink dog,
Oh god, of course it wasn't gonna be this easy.
and as such, he's a little hard to keep tabs on.
Elaborate?
You have a pet blink dog.
What's a blink dog? Is it like a dog that
I'm
blinks
looking
very
it up.
often?
Okay, it's
A blink dog takes the form.
not
It
the
was
meaning
one-
of blink as in to close your eyes, the meaning of blink as in to
Oh.
teleport.
Oh, it blinks
Oh.
in and out of existence. Oh.
So you
Why do
mean
have
to
a
tell
pet
me this?
blink dog?
So you mean to tell me your dog sometimes doesn't exist?
Well, not exactly. Sometimes my dog will be right here next to me at my stall, and the next moment he'll be gone. He'll be off in another part of the market, getting into other food vendor stalls and taking fishermen's catches and running amok.
Okay,
You need
but
to train that dog.
but the dog usually doesn't leave the market.
Usually no. He usually runs off to get food and find other dogs to play with.
Okay, so.
But he's never been gone for this long.
No, this is the longest he's ever been gone. I did see some strange dressed men like by my stall not too long ago before he disappeared. They were kind of looking him over and talking amongst themselves, and they disappeared suddenly.
Defines. Oh god, disappeared. Oh no.
I just realized, I can't do this.
Why?
Why not?
Blink dogs are not of this plane. You should not be keeping a blink dog.
I mean, this blink dog kind of sounds like it's not belonging to any plane, just randomly switching around.
That's the problem with blink dogs.
Well, you don't know if he's from this realm, do you?
No, I do. They're blink dogs.
Wait, yeah, well, where are they born, if not this realm?
Blink dogs are fair creatures.
Okay,
Alright? They're
great.
from the Feywild. They need to
Maybe-
stay there.
Maybe this blink dog
Look.
got lost and is now in this world. Like,
Look,
do you
here's the
really
deal.
do you really want to ban or send a blink dog back to a place where he might not belong or hasn't been for like a long
Here's the
while?
deal.
Maybe
I
he's a war criminal.
I said running the stall. Here's the deal. I can't just send this blink dog back to its own dimension. I don't have that kind of ability. But if I give you this dog back, you better train it. You better well keep it, right? You can't have a blink dog running around in all these stalls. It's too volatile. This is a terrible choice.
And she says, "Yes, please, anything. Just return him back to me, please."
Let this be known. This is a terrible decision. Why do you own a blink dog?
He's a bit biased. He's a paladin of the cop. Yeah,
It's
that
a
guy.
blink dog.
Well, blink dog hasn't attacked anyone yet. No, has he? He hasn't, right? I looked
We
it up.
don't know. We don't know where it is.
She says, "Well, this blink dog is very special to me, though. I was out in the wilds one time many years ago, and I was attacked by large scorpions. And this blink dog just appeared out of nowhere and attacked them and killed them both and saved me. And ever
You saw a
since then-
dog kill 2 giant scorpions and you thought, oh, what a brilliant domestic pet.
Well, it was very nice. It was very. It was very nice to me, and it followed me home after that.
Okay,
It wouldn't
okay.
leave my side.
As long as you promise, just make sure you keep it under control, okay? Because if this gets out of hand, this is on you. Right?
And she
Let
said,
it be
"Yes,
known, Bacob, this is not my fault. I cannot do anything other. This is the best course of action I can take.
And she says, "Yes,
Okay.
of course."
Then we're looking for a blink dog.
Tony, do you perhaps know how to catch something that randomly jumps between planes, realms, whatever?
Also, I would like to ask, what's the dog's name?
And
To
she
the-
said, and she says, "Well, I named him Spaz because of, how he jumps around occasionally with his blinking ability."
Alright, thank you.
Something different in Britain.
We're looking for a yeah, I know. Looking for a damn blink dog.
Calm down, Tony. At least it's not a fiend. Imagine if she had a domesticated fiend.
Don't get me started on things.
Yeah, please don't.
The
Oh,
car
someone's
alarm
car
going.
alarm is going off.
Yep.
I thought it was birds. Whoops.
We've got a burglary on the street.
Oh
Nice.
god, another person was stabbed.
Let me close one door, let's close the secret. There you go.
I'm gonna go grab
Bit
something
better.
real quick.
Okay. In fact, if you want, we can go ahead and take our break now. Take a.
Sure,
like
I'll
5 minutes.
just stop recording right now.